Ready?
Ready.
God.
Rolling.
Do I have anything in my teeth?
You know I'm putting all this in there, right?
Yes.
Go ahead, Tony.
Cool. All righty. We ready to roll for real, for real?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're here with me, Latoya Stirrup, with 2Techies, and I am with Nadia Payan of Good Axe Designs. She's one of my favorites. You do some awesome work. We're going to chop it up today and just talk about a few different things. So you're a designer.
I am.
So we're going to spin this a little bit, do something different. But tell us, when did you fall in love with design?
Okay. It all began with a love story.
Let's get ready for this.
Yes. So I met this guy. He was a designer, or still is. And I fell in love with him. And I would go to my job every single, this was in New York City working in advertising, and I'd go and do my Excel stuff. And then hang out with him and see him doing designy things and be like, that's so much better than what I'm doing.
Photoshop, Excel.
So, I mean, I think with art, like, it's been a lot longer of a relationship because I grew up as playing music and stuff, but specifically design, it happened in my 20s when I fell in love with this guy and then subsequently with design.
So that transition from Excel to Photoshop, how did you make that switch?
Oh, I went to a portfolio school. Like, I dove in on the deep end, yeah. And I was, I just signed up and was like, okay, I need to stay in the same industry, but switch departments. And this industry does not let you do that easily. So I went to Miami Ad School and studied design for 2 years, yeah.
Ooh, Miami Ad School.
Yes, and I teach there now.
Even better. You're alum and you teach. So you've given us a little bit of a peek into what you do, but tell us about Good Axe Designs, what you focus on. I know because I love what you do, but tell everyone else a little bit about your approach and what you do with design.
Okay, so Good Axe Designs is a branding and design studio, and we focus on creating visual work, visual stories for people who are making this world a better place. It ends there. So for a lot of folks, it ends up being around branding, creating what their story looks like in a visual sense, right? So logo, colors, photo shoots, working with photographers and stuff, and then also bringing in writers, web developers based on a client's needs. And then most recently, we just launched an online course called Visionary Branding Course. And basically, I took what I do with my private clients and I turned it into this online course thing for folks who are starting out. Working with a design studio can cost you thousands of dollars. So this is under $500, and it's just to get people started. Like
$500.
$500. Less than 500.
Right.
So
Which makes it really accessible.
Yeah, exactly. It's super accessible, and the idea, like, my goal behind it is I have like my secret, not so secret plan. There's 5 modules, and all of them are the first 4 like my branding process, and then the last one is called Doing Good is Good for Business. So my goal with this is to get more people who are in that dream state with their businesses into a reality state with their business. And the folks who are signing up are people who, again, they want to create some type of legacy or impact on this planet that is what I call waves of positive change, right? So through whatever work it is that they're doing. So they just need to get started. So that's my jam.
And so what will people be sort of taken through as they go through your online course?
Oh, so it
Give us a little bit of a
starts
preview. Don't get it all the way.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not the strongest at flirting. No, I'm joking.
Right. You don't quite know how to keep a little, give a little.
I'm an oversharer by nature.
Okay.
But no, essentially, like, okay, so in the very beginning, we do some mindset work because a lot of folks, especially entrepreneurs with big hearts, have a lot of mindset stuff that comes up when they start talking about marketing, branding, advertising. And it's like all these walls come up and they're like, I don't want to be scammy, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that. And so the very first module is all around like tearing that down and realizing that like you can present yourself in a way that's professional, that makes people want to work with you or buy from you, and also feels like you. And then we go into other things like the branding foundation exercises that I do with my private clients, and then how to create your own designs. And we end with, actually, I walk people through how to create a Squarespace website. So, and then of course my secret, not so secret, doing good is good for business. So ways that you can do good as a service provider or as a product business.
So not only do they get learnings and the know-how, but they come out with actual tangible.
Yes, correct.
Like things done.
Yeah, I'm like, so in the online course world, I feel like there's a lot of fluff and a lot of theory being thrown around, and I'm like, there are schools for that.
Exactly.
Like university is like the place to throw around theories. If you're trying to be a business owner and you're trying to make that leap and you're trying to just start it, like you can't just hang on to theories. You need to start taking those actions.
Exactly.
And so I'm really interested in having these folks that I call my beginner conscious business owners, right? Go for, like I said, they're visionaries. They see this impact that they want to create. They need to bring it to life. It can't just stay in their brains or in their hearts or wherever it is that it lives. It needs to actually like become something. So that's the goal.
So I'm gonna throw a little bit of a curveball at you.
Throw a curveball.
Craft beer or craft cocktail?
Craft cocktail.
Ooh, what's the fave?
Manhattan with a little bit of, what's the word? Oh, cherry juice. It's so good.
With the maraschino?
Well,
Grenadine?
So I love both. Like I'm like so weird. I'm like, I love all natural stuff. My friends make fun of me. Like I love all natural stuff, like super organic and everything. And then sometimes I go for the chemicals. So like I love being a maraschino cherry. And also I've had like natural organic ones that were soaked in brandy and sugar. And those are.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yes.
Not the grenadine, the syrupy, simple syrup.
No, I'm talking about the one that I would make at home like very slowly and then just
right.
look at it and maybe do a photo shoot, post it on my Instagram, and then drink it.
Very mixologist of you.
Yes.
Very mixologist of you. So if your business life was based on a movie or a TV show and we plugged into you, what would we see?
Like I don't have to actually name a show.
You can name a show. If there's something that like parallels what we would see through your eyes. Like if you were to project your like TV or your movie, what would we see?
I think it might be definitely something with a lot of magical realism and surrealism happening. So sometimes
some Harry Potter.
You don't know if you're in reality, or if you're in some kind of magic land, because I just see a lot of extra stuff. And it would be really cool. Maybe it would have to be animated. Like, because I love interacting with people and looking at people as people. And so it would be kind of neat if, like, as we go through my movie of me, you could, like, see someone for who they are. Like, who they actually are.
Right. So it's almost like AR, right? So where you can augment a reality.
Yes.
Where you have, like, a layer and you can, like, see, like, that's really you.
Right.
So
with a really, really good soundtrack.
Exactly. Okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's the movie of my life.
What do you feel is one of the biggest challenges?
Oh, and ideally Selma Hayek playing me. That would be rad.
Okay. I can see it. The dark hair, the waves.
I can see it, but it would be nice.
I can see it.
It would be nice.
Claim it. Look, it may happen.
I'm going to claim it and call it.
Claim it. So, what do you feel is one of the biggest challenges or struggles you're currently facing?
I would say just the regular, so this is year 3 with Good Axe Designs. So I consider myself still pretty fresh in the entrepreneurial world. So we're rocking it, and there's a lot to learn. So there's just so much.
Yeah.
There's so many aspects that you start off, you go into business thinking, okay, I'm good at my craft. And I'm excellent at my craft. And then there's so much more. Like the craft is like one component of what it is that you're doing. So I think that's, that it's not always comfortable or easy to grow and learn, but that's what I'm doing all the time.
I like that. And you're 3 years in, and you're still learning, and that's what's important, right?
Yes,
That's what's important.
And I plan on being 30 years in at some point, and I'll have different problems and a different thing of,
And
I'll be learning different things.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
So what's a milestone that you can share with us? Being that you're 3 years in, and I know that you've been doing things a little bit before Good Acts too, but what's a sort of a milestone that you're really, really proud of that you've achieved so far?
I would say this online course. I know it's super cheesy, and we already just talked about it, but when I first went into design work, it was from reading all these, yes, there was my love. Things didn't work out, but they did with design.
So you could say
it's a life lesson.
You got the better end of the deal, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. For me, yes.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to leave it at that.
Cool.
Peace. So when I was reading those design blogs and getting inspired and asking myself could I do that? It was always in this realm of reaching people beyond my physical ability. So you and I are physically here, but I've always wanted to reach more people, just on those electronic waves. And the online course really, I've been doing that with my business, but the online course really feels like the first time where people are signing up. There's someone in Seattle, someone in San Francisco, someone in London, and then folks here in South Florida too. It's just so neat, and they're actually just coming together based on this mindset and this value system that they have of wanting to create positive change through business, right?
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of myself. Thanks.
Yes, you should be. 2 words: diversity and inclusion.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes.
Perfect. It is what it is, right?
Yes.
Just straight up and down. Yes.
Just a yes.
It just makes sense.
Yes. It
It's
just,
needed.
I wish there was more of it. I had a whole talk about. So I'm the product of 2 different continents coming to a 3rd continent. So my the African continent, the South American continent, and then now here the American continent. I guess only 2 continents, and then now I'm in North America. And my mom's Moroccan, my dad's Colombian. My house was always a whole situation of fun.
Right, mix of cultures,
Yeah,
food, sounds.
Well, the food is delicious, yes.
Exactly.
But it's just, languages, I don't know.
Fabrics and colors. And
Diversity, Mother Nature uses diversity in order to just keep doing what she does. So it is an essential part of life. And inclusion, you don't see it when you just look to nature. You don't see it, exclusion happen the way that we do in our little human pod race.
Exactly.
It's just about oh, is this working? Oh, okay, let's jam and see what happens here. Oh, okay, then. To me, they're one and the same. Diversity and inclusion are one and the same, and they are absolutely necessary to keep progressing as humankind. So,
on that note, if you had all the resources at your disposal to fix diversity and inclusion, but you have to pitch it in 4 sentences, what's your pitch to fix diversity and inclusion? Dun dun dun.
yeah, no, I have no idea. Hold on.
We'll throw in some Jeopardy music real quick.
I know, seriously. I'll look quizzically at the camera. You said 4 words?
4 sentences.
Oh, 4 sentences.
So not that hard.
That opened it up a little bit more.
Yeah, we give you some room.
To pitch diversity and inclusion.
A solution.
A solution.
Yes.
Talk to more people that are not like you.
Perfect. 1 sentence.
Yeah, I think that's what I think maybe that's the only sentence. I'd have to create something where you can talk to more people that are not like you. I remember being younger and getting really confused and telling my mom in my teenage angst, I thought we were beyond women's rights or whatever rights or any type of thing. I thought we were beyond this conversation, and I thought that we'd just be asking who are you?
Yeah.
I said, I believe people are so interesting beyond our packaging, and the more people that don't see that can realize that, and that we can just learn from one another. And it sounds, we got a long way to go there, but
yeah,
a lot of that separation happens when we're doing us and them. Mm-hmm. And so for me, conversations like this or conversations with reach out to someone that you wouldn't necessarily normally reach out to. Talk to someone that you don't think looks like you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that conversation...
Well, and that can be skin tone, that can be heritage,
Exactly.
that can be even the clothing that you're wearing.
Right.
Like, and try your best to remove your own lens and ask them
that's what's important.
and ask them how their day was.
Is the removing of the lens and being open
Mm-hmm.
to hearing what that other person has to say, like genuinely being open to what
And
that person has to say.
you know what the cool thing is about humans is that we love answering questions. Look at this series.
Mm-hmm.
And like, honestly, even if you cannot remove your lens, like there have been times where I've been in a setting, like I went to a retreat called the Happy Black Woman Retreat. It was awesome. I was like one of the 2 non-Black women there. Mm-hmm. And there were cultural things that I didn't understand or religious things that I didn't understand. Mm-hmm. And I would just ask. And that's it. And then you know what would happen? I would find out an answer.
Exactly. But you went in with the will and the desire to learn.
Yes.
Right. You didn't come in and like, hey, I'm here. This is who I am. And you didn't close yourself off.
The thing is, I still went in with this is who I am.
Well, you
because
went in with
I am
this is
who I am.
Exactly.
And I don't view someone else being who they are as a threat to who I am.
Right.
And so
that's what
even
this
if
was. This
even
was
if
the
you
threat
have
wall.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the threat wall.
The threat wall. Like, don't come through my wall.
Did you just try to build a wall between us?
No, of course not. You know I love you.
But yeah, so I think that the more and the simplest way that you can do that, like create those conversations, is just asking questions. Like, it's all right, like, to look a little dumb and ignorant. Like, guess what? We all are.
Right.
And then you won't know an answer until you ask someone like,
ask.
oh, what do you mean by that? Or like, you know, and if you're noticing that your own way that you look at the world is stopping you from being able to connect with someone else, you can probably just ask another question.
So, yeah. Love it. So another little twist for you.
Twist.
The world is yours. You get to choose one mentor that will invest into you for a year. Who is it? And why?
Oh my gosh. Alive or dead?
Either way.
Okay.
We could resurrect some people.
We can?
Yes.
Okay. There's so many people. Okay, I'm gonna go with just today, because I think if you asked me this tomorrow, I'd have a different answer.
Which is totally fine.
But I wrote an entire binder when I was like 14 around Mahatma Gandhi. And like, I think he was an interesting person. I'd be curious to know, and he was very interested in creating change, but like to an extreme way. And I'd be curious to know why he chose why he made a lot of the decisions that he did versus other decisions. Like, I think he was a world changer, but not the best family man. So I would want to learn a little bit about that.
Oh, the human side.
Yeah, the human
side.
side.
Not so much the side that's lauded.
Another person that's interesting to me is Elon Musk. Because he's just
We've
doing...
heard that one before.
Yeah, he's just doing... He's just doing him.
Exactly.
Talk about someone who's like...
Just
no
grabbing
pretense.
Grabbing it.
He's like,
just
I'm
going.
curious to move to Mars.
Let's work on that
Let's
tomorrow.
work on that.
If I could do that, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. There's always a soundtrack to life. If your life was a song or even an album,
Oh, yes.
what would it be?
It would be a mix.
Ooh.
Like a remix album.
Ooh.
I grew up playing classical music. So there would have to be some Vivaldi in there. And then I also grew up listening to 99 Jams. So there had to be some hip hop in there, especially from the 90s.
I love that.
And then, so ideally some violin and some 90s hip hop and maybe some R&B. Oh, and Talib Kweli.
Ooh.
And maybe
yes.
Yassine Bey or Mos Def or whatever you want to call him. But one of my favorite songs is Omi Says. So
Mine too.
that was my walkout song at an event.
Oh yeah.
They're like, what would you like to walk out to? I was like, I want to shine my light on the world for others to see.
Hashtag that. If this was Jesus and Mero, we would put that on the rainbow for all those Viceland fans out there. So we're all in the game. What would you define your legacy as? The game being the game of life, experience, and everything.
I would like my legacy to be for people to own who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And live a life as much as possible being themselves.
Mm-hmm. 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 So I put you on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a question or random thought that you'd like to ask me or share to our viewing audience?
Okay.
Go.
Yes, I do. Who
Cool.
have you connected with lately that doesn't look or think like you?
Ooh, who have I connected
Or
with?
who would you like to
lately?
connect with that doesn't look or think like you?
I would like to connect with, because we were sort of talking about it recently,
Mhm.
Betsy DeVos. I would really like to get an honest sort of reaction from her experience at Bethune-Cookman's commencement ceremony. She gave sort of a very canned response on Twitter, but you know, to be on the stage and have students sort of stand up and purposely turn their backs on you, showing their sort of sentiments regarding your recent statements and overall your policy and your view on HBCUs and everything. I would just really like to sort of have, like, how did that make you feel, and how are you going to move forward from this point? Are you going to sort of change some of your thoughts? Are you going to be a little bit more open? Are you going to talk to people who don't look like you and try to understand where they're coming from? I think that would be a really good, honest conversation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Over what cocktail?
Ooh. Well, I love old fashions. And there is a fantastic old fashioned at the Continental on South Beach. It has some coconut in it, some Dominican rum. Not Dominican rum. I don't know what it is, but some Dominican something. And
Maybe
is delicious.
Mama Juana or something like that.
I don't know. But it's
It's
called the
yummy.
Old Dominicana Old Fashioned. It is awesome. Something like that. I haven't been in a long time because I had a baby, so I haven't had it in a while. But it's delicious, and I don't remember the name, but it's great. Last word. Give us your final word. Anything. It could be anything. This is something that we do with Digital Grass, where it's just a final thought, just one word. That sort of sums up everything.
Do good, be you, boo.
All right. That's a final phrase, y'all.
Do good.
Love it. It's been a pleasure. Love having you here. Check us out next time. 2Techies.
Bye.